Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on PharcydeTV. My co-host Jeremy Scipio is in the mix, hitting the stage tonight. So I got one of my old school partners, man. One of my secondary connections to the Bay. You know what I'm saying? OG Chop Black, Whoridas.
Hey.
Yeah, man. This cat right here, man. He's definitely dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? I was introduced to him probably via Daz in Orlando. I want to say that I was introduced to him with Daz in Orlando. And when they would come into town, I'd come through and we'd hang out and this, that, and the other. And I know several dice games. You understand me? Y'all used to lick me up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all used to lick me on them dice, man. But I still came through. But nah, man, it's a pleasure to reconnect with you and get with you. And me and Sonny, man, we go back, man. I'm gonna share experience that we had. This was man, it was before the 2000s though. It was like later 90s. And I had a convertible Bronco, and I picked him and Mr. Taylor up, and I wanted to show him Crenshaw. So he was rolling down Crenshaw, had the top off, whatnot. Smoke flying out the back of the Bronco. And so we were going north on Crenshaw, and I saw a police car coming south. And it was just like Cheech and we were kind of like stopped in traffic, Cheech and Chong smoke kind of thing coming out the back of the Bronco. And I'm just like, oh man. So I'm like, as soon as we can just kind of like take off, I was gonna try to like do a little dip, because saw the police officer come in the opposite direction. So then it was traffic. There was no dip. So by the time we get to the next light, I look over and the car pulled up, and it was the boys. And I was just like, oh man, this is not gonna end well right here. And then I looked over closer, and it was my high school partner, man. He said, man, we smelt that 3 blocks away, man. You know what I'm saying? You need to go easy out here on them streets.
He got on the megaphone.
And I just remember, you and Mr. Taylor, y'all was like, damn, Smooch know everybody, man. He know the popo. He know them all. Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, no, that would have went all bad. So yeah, man, that was just a little story to just let y'all know, man, me and Sonny go back, man. I really saw him like when they were fresh to LA, fresh to having a single blowing up around the country. So to tell the people a little bit, Sonny, what city did you grow up in?
I grew up in Oakland, California.
Okay. And then when did you hear hip hop for the first time?
First time I heard hip hop had to be, I'm not sure what, it had to be probably 1980. It was I think the Breaks. I think it was the Breaks, Curtis Blow, the Breaks.
Okay.
It was that or Double Dutch Bus. I'm not sure if Double Dutch Bus was officially hip hop. But it wasn't okay. Well, if it wasn't,
I was gonna say that it was still that funk. Homeboy was rapping. He was definitely rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Down the street, moving pretty fast on shuffle your feet. Oh, it was that. Then it was Curtis Blow. Yeah, then it was Curtis Blow. Yeah.
How did you feel the first time you heard Run DMC?
Man, Run DMC was, Run DMC. That's like the all-time favorite group, you know what I'm saying? Next to EPMD, you know what I mean? But my whole family, me and my brothers, man, we used to fucking perform that shit, And yeah, my mama bought. That was the second rap record my mama bought was ain't it called Raising Hell? When they second one. That was the second one my mama actually bought. The first one was the Breaks. So my mama, cause she kept us up on the hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, cool moms. You know what I'm saying?
And in the house, man, it was always music playing in the house for sure.
Yeah, you know, it was crazy because Run DMC was one of those groups where not only were they dope with the whole rapping, you had Jam Master Jay really doing the DJ thing and all that, but it was kind of one of those things where I feel like they taught us fashion too. You know what I'm saying? They taught us to just kind of be up on that. You know what I'm saying? Just like to
they was like the first ones. You know what I'm saying? Because they had the whole Adidas thing, and
the jeans, the little bomber jackets.
Man, when I was little, man, I could never get no shell toes, man. You know, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the tough skins and the Payless shoe source and the Stadias, and you dig what I'm talking about, man? It's hard, you know, single mama and everything, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? Yeah, shout out to moms, man. But no, I never got the motherfucking shell toes, man.
Yeah, they don't make them like tough skins no more, man. You know what I'm saying? You could not wear a tough skin out, man. You was gonna outgrow them before you wore them out. You know what I'm saying?
And then they came with the patches that you feel that you ironed on, man.
Yeah.
You slide on your knees just to test out the patches and shit. You know what I'm talking about? I had every color of those motherfuckers too.
Yeah, man. Them was them was the days.
Yeah.
So what was your first MC name?
My first MC name was Sir Sonny Bo.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Sir Sonny Bo.
And
then it was Sonny Bo, and then it was Sonny Bo Kane. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's when Kane came out. When Kane came out, that nigga was so saucy. I had to throw a cane on my shit. It was Sonny Bo Kane after that. I was in 4th, 5th grade, man.
You know, I'm a hell of a Roots fan, man. It's more, I love their albums, but their live situation was just something that I really connected with. And it's a trip because at the time that the Roots were kind of popping, I had just kind of started to, well, they were already popping for a while, but when I started really working with the Pharcyde, we were on this tour together.
Okay.
And me just seeing them, I wasn't on the whole tour, but I had kind of like flew out for a couple of dates, and me kind of seeing what they did gave me a lot of respect for them, because at the time there was a million hip hop bands. Like after the Roots came out, it was like everybody thought, you know what I'm saying? If you had a bass player, if you had some drums, you had some keys, everybody thought they could be a hip hop band.
Right.
And it just wasn't that easy, man. There was something to them other than there just being some instruments on stage, an MC and all that. But I say all that to say, Black Thought will always give props up to Big Daddy Kane for being his favorite rapper. And when you listen to Black Thought, he does sound a lot like Kane,
right.
man. Just you know, just giving it up to Kane. So
and I told him too. See, that was a whole full circle, man, because I met Kane at a concert maybe like 3 years ago. At a concert, and I told him, you know what I'm saying? So that was like a full circle for me, man. Like, man, I named myself after you, man, when I was fucking little, man. You know? He started cracking up and shit, man. But yeah. Shout out to Kane, man. Shout out to Big Daddy Kane.
Nah, that's tight. So how old were you when you took music seriously?
I was probably like 15, 16. That's when, you know, because I used to freestyle around my brother and the crew. And my brother told me to start writing that shit down. You know what I'm saying? He was like, Sonny, you sound good. You know what I'm saying? Start writing that shit down. You know? So, you know, because we'd be freestyling everything, you know, every night. You know what I'm saying? And because I was living with him, at 16, 17, I was living with my brother. You know, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
but hella bad, you know, something I thought I was grown. But yeah, he told me to start writing my shit down. But I was actually spitting bars at 6, man. You heard me? You know, got bars under my belt at the age of 6. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I called myself king and referred to myself as royalty. You know what I mean? And that's why when it was time to, you know, make my own name for myself, King Sign came hella easy to me. You know what I'm saying? I said it when I was 6. You dig what I'm saying? And I remembered that shit. So I just it was just like easy. But yeah.
So what music were you listening to in junior high?
In junior high, it was shit. EPMD, fucking what was fighting junior high? EPMD, it was fucking Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, fucking Ice Cube, what was that, Death Certificate?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was
and the reason I'm asking you all this is because we building it up. I gotta let people, they might know you for shot calling, big balling, but I gotta lay it out who you are. You know what I'm saying? You more than shot calling, and then we're gonna go beyond shot calling, big balling. But I gotta lay it out. So now I'm gonna let you be a little bit of a historian. Break down to me what Hobo Junction was and how you guys hooked up.
Well, you know, Hobo Junction was a collective of underground hip hop artists. You know what I'm saying? And it was my brother's crew, and they was from, you know, it was brothers living in Oakland, but from different places. Like my brother's from Oakland, you know, Plan B, Mike Dream, they from Oakland. Big Nose is from New York. Poke the Martian was from LA down here. Rational, he was from Oakland. IQ, he was from Oakland. And Mr. Taylor, you know shit, he's from Oakland. And yeah, all the producers, you know.
And who's your bro?
My big brother, Sofia.
That part, you know what I'm saying?
The saucy nomad, Mr. No. You
ready?
You know what I'm saying?
Cousin Harold, you understand me?
Harold, feel me?
I think about Sofia every time I pass the Jack in the Box. Man, I'm not even sure if it's still there, but every time I pass that Jack in the Box off of Stocker and Crenshaw, man, I'm like, oh, this is where they got Cousin Harold. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, you know, he was like, he definitely wasn't as big as Lorenz Tate, but Menace to Society was definitely a cult classic, man. And it was like, and it's a trip because I kind of got to know you guys in reverse. Like I didn't know too much about the history. Like, you know, Brown had mentioned to me a time when he had went to the Bay and he had first linked up or kind of met you guys and everything. And he was like, man, it was kind of wild in the Bay, you know, woo. And I hadn't been to the Bay before. So I didn't get it. And it's a trip because my first time really going to the Bay, I ended up at Rasputin in Berkeley. And what I would tell people is the Bay is a trip because you'll straight have a vegan hippie revolutionary gangster on
definitely in one person.
Yeah. So that was a trip. And then like we were chopping it up earlier, I remember even though when you guys would come to town, get your drink on, get your smoke on, woo, fools would bust down and just do push-ups, and I'd be like, damn. And you were cut up at the time. Sofia was cut up. Mr. Taylor was probably a little worked out or whatever. But I just be like, damn, you know, they'll go to the club, they'll go get their party on, they'll get their drink, they'll get their smoke, but they still on some straight physical fitness type situation. And then I could kind of tell you were conscious also. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't like even though, nah, you were a perfect representation of the Bay. You know what I'm saying? A cool, rounded representation. So,
no.
Yeah. So, how did the Whoridas become a group?
Because, like I said, the Hobo Junction was full of solo artists, and that was a way to, you know what I mean, to consolidate some of the artists. Plus, we was the youngest, and they was like, y'all should be a group. And we was like, okay, because you know what I'm saying, we the youngest, so you know. And when it came to my brother, I basically did what he told me to. You dig what I'm saying? My brother, I'm doing it. You feel me? So they was like, and the crew is the crew. They all was older than us, so they was all big brothers. So man, y'all should be a crew. I mean, y'all should be a group, because me and Mr. Taylor was a solo artist. We did stuff together, but we was, you know, solo artists like everybody else.
Red and Meth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And our tape at first had him on one side with like 2-3 songs, and I was on the other side with 2-3 songs. You know what I'm saying? And then it went from that to us, from that to them telling us, y'all should be a group. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be the Whoridas, because y'all wild as fuck. Y'all always Whoriding this shit. Y'all should be the Whoridas. And we looked at each other and was like, all right, we the fucking Whoridas. You absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's exactly basically how it went. You know what I mean? They said they gave us the name too. You know what I mean? So, no, we did a song called Who Riding. You know what I mean? And then when they seen how we sounded together, because it was me, my brother Sofia, and my cousin Mr. Taylor, when we did the song Who Riding, that's when they was like, okay, y'all should be a group. You know? And then that's when we became the Whoridas, because we already had the song Who Riding. So it was like, man, y'all should be the Whoridas, because y'all always who riding wild as shit. You dig what I'm saying? So we was like, hell yeah, that's what it is. And then bang.
I had no idea your relation to Sofia. I knew he would always be down. Like he'd come down when you come down, and he'd come down, but you wouldn't necessarily have shows together. But he would, you know, he would be around. But that
made sure that that's when he was taking me on the road wherever he went. He just, you know, made sure I experienced that. So he just took me everywhere.
That was a cool wing to be up under. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he showed me, man. That's my man. I love my big brother, man. You know, man, he showed me all this shit. He showed me about the movie shit. That's how I knew I wanted to be an actor, because I seen him do it. You know, when I was 16, you know what I'm saying? He told me, Sonny, start writing your raps. By the time when you turn 21, you gonna be shit. You feel me? And promise you. And you know, him and my other big brother, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying, Third Rail Vic, when they said something, it was like, it was God to me, you feel me? So I looked up to my big brothers. So my brother,
your lineage is ridiculous, man. See, I didn't know. I'd heard the name Third Rail Vic, and I'd heard him on songs, you know what I'm saying? And then I knew who Sofia was, but I never put it all together the way you putting it together right now.
Yeah, I'm the baby. I'm the youngest, you know what I'm saying? And Third Rail Vic is the middle, and my brother Sofia is the oldest, you know. And when they, you know what I'm saying, Sofia, he the one that mentored me through all this shit. You dig what I'm saying? And he told me when I was 16, Sonny, start writing your raps. When you turn 21, you gonna be the shit. And that was gospel to me. You know what I'm saying? And this is and sidebar real quick, you know.
Good.
We got Pyro Flow. Music Studios right now. This is my boy KD. We got a
What's
project.
on you, KD?
You know what I'm saying? We got a project coming out and shit, man. Be on the lookout for it. You know, we got one out right now. Go check it out. It's on iTunes. It's called Oakland and Inglewood. This shit is dope as fuck. You know what I'm talking about?
Two hoods. Two hoods bumping in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Connected.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You know, good guys always gotta rise, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know. Cool. Well, we took a big loss, man, with your boy Shock G, man. That was like, man, he was like
oh my Lord.
I'll put it the way I saw George Clinton put it. If there was a definition of funk, Shock G would kind of be up underneath, you know, as one of the when they give you like a couple different versions of the definition of the word, you know, Shock G would have been that. So tell me this, how did you guys know Shock G? How did you link up with him?
Man, like again, through my big brother, because he was part of Digital Underground. And man, it was like, you know, like, but we've been knowing it since fucking I was before that. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. High school with Cletus Mac. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's like Cletus family, like they all fucking Mun. You dig what I'm saying? Fuse, like fucking what's my guy who just passed away, man? Smooth, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, just being a youngster, man, I came up around a lot of famous, real dudes. You dig what I'm saying? Real men. You dig what I mean? Shock G was another big brother. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. You know, and just real authentic. Been through some real situations with Shock. You dig what I'm saying? I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. And one of my experiences with Shock, we were in New Orleans, and like I've always been just like a hell of a fan of Shock, just like super anything funk related. I kind of, you know what I'm saying? I kind of get into that, and so I never hung out with him or kind of been around him. I was more like a super fan from a distance. And we were doing this show in New Orleans, and they had like a little bar next to the hotel. So the show was kind of early. I want to say it might have been like right after Katrina, maybe. It was I want to think that it was like after Katrina for some reason. It might not have been, but I want to think it was around that time. So anyway, it wasn't really anything to do like that. I think maybe we had to fly out and catch an early flight the next day or something like that. So I wasn't trying to just hit the town and get faded on the hurricanes and all that high powered liquor they got down there. So Shock and a couple of the other people who were like around the whole little show had went next door to the bar, and sometimes I'm just responsible. I was like, you know what, man, don't go out tonight, stay in. You done came out here, made a little bread, go home, and you don't have to party at the party this time. You know what I'm saying? You can party when you get back home. So I forget who I saw in the lobby of the hotel at breakfast time, and it was like, oh man, Shock did like a 3-hour, 4-hour rendition of Round and Round, I Get Around. And I was like, damn, because you know, Shock, if they had a piano, say less. You know what I'm saying? Like, say less. And that's one of the things that I appreciated about Shock, the few times that we did run into each other on the road. If there was a piano around, he just loved people and he just loved the funk. And although his spirit was like playing for the people, when he go into that zone, man, it's a rap. And musical genius, man. Musical genius.
Definitely. Yeah. I remember one time, real quick story about Shock, man. You know what I'm saying, big bro. He pulled up on me one time, and I was on the block. I was on Apgar, man, and he pulled up on me. It was for my brother's birthday. And like, Sonny, you know what I'm saying, where your brother at? I was like, man, I don't know. I haven't seen him today. He was like, man, it's his birthday, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, what should I get him for his birthday? And me, you know, me being a youngster, I was like 16. I said, man, Shock, get him a couple ounces. I told him, man, get him a couple ounces, man. It's a light green, man. He'll love that.
Good brother you were.
And look, he did, because I already knew I was gonna end up selling them. You dig what I'm talking about? So oh God, man. And the thing about Shock, he did, man, he made that happen on the spot, man. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, I ended up selling them. And it was a flip for me.
You said it all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? But he came to me, man, and wanted to do something for my brother, man. I just made sure it was gonna benefit me too. But it was funny, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Shock, man. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, you know, Shock is one of them dudes where, like, we definitely didn't see him every time we went to the Bay, and he had moved from the Bay. He'd moved away from the Bay, but it's just one of those things, just being in the Bay and knowing Shock was gone is just kind of one of them things, just like, oh man, it ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like he was genuinely a great spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, beyond the musician part, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of those people, like, man, you really get joy out of just being around a cat. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
Yeah, because man, just his energy. You know what I'm saying? He was always love. You know what I'm saying? It was just always love and chilling and having fun. You know what I mean? And creating too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I said Shock was a real one. He was a rider too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a, you know, yeah.
Nah, that's the thing, man. Shock had a Gemini spirit on him. So it was, you know, he was the musician and the cool guy and whatever, and then he had that other part. But it was like the one part was so cool, you really didn't mind the other part. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was just like the humility in it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I love Shock to death. So your song Shock Calling Big Ballin'.
Yeah.
How I recall it, it really blew up, man. And it was something that kind of took its own legs. And it really, like, they never tell you the truth, even if it did go platinum. But right. It was one of those songs that I'll say, it wasn't a song regional to Oakland. It wasn't a song regional to LA. It was like, it really like started on the Bay and then shot east. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It came down, yeah, shot to the Bay, it came down here, and then that shit just went everywhere, man. You know what I mean? And I couldn't even, like you said, I couldn't even keep track of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Didn't understand what I had early on. You know?
So tell me this. How did it just take off across the country? Because I know you guys were independent or whatever, and then I know you were like, I think you guys were on Southpaw.
Yeah.
I think you guys were on Southpaw, but like, who worked the record? Like who got that record to be as large as it was? Or did it have some legs before it got to Southpaw, and then Southpaw put like the 2 on the 10?
Well, it was a regional record, you know, and I say the DJs, shout out to all the DJs, like, you know, the Pirate DJs, Mind Motion, Tracing, the whole Pirate DJs. I can't, you know what I'm saying, I can't remember everybody's name, you know what I'm saying, right off.
So what you're saying is it organically blew up.
Yeah, because at first it was, you know, it was I'll say it was a West Coast. It was a West Coast record, like all the West Coast states from, you know, and because I was getting calls every day before I even got a deal, like all through 95, you know what I'm saying? The whole year of 95, let's say. It was, you know, and that's the year I wrote the song. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we put it out and was grinding it. And by summer, yeah, man, maybe by summer of 95, it was fucking, I was getting calls every day. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the next year, like basically all of 95 was getting calls every day. You know what I'm saying? All through 96, leading up to our deal, getting calls every day that it was on the radio.
And what made you go with Southpaw versus some of these other people that was hollering at you and just whatever?
Yeah, because you had Priority, you had Wild Pitch, you had, you know, saying these other labels, Jungle Records, that was KD3, I mean QD3, and it wasn't Universal. It was a handful of labels, and then it was Southpaw Delicious Vinyl. They, you know, they was talking about the most money, the most albums, you know what I'm saying? And they was feeling it. And my brother and them was like, just, you know what I'm saying? I took all the advice, you know what I'm saying, that was there. And you know, at the time. And they had that bread and the contract was good. We had to shout out to Denelda Smith, you know, our lawyer, you know, because the deal just went up and up. It was more money every year. It was a 5-year deal. You know what I'm talking about? I got my you know, my first baby and my record deal in the same year. I'm like, yeah.
You know, it's a trip. We were talking off camera, having like a B-roll conversation, and I was sharing with you that, man, one of my top 3 moments in hip hop was hanging out with you and Mr. Taylor, and we were at a parking lot across from the Roosevelt, and I was a hell of a fan of the Whoridas anyway. Like, so I was just like, man, should I get, you know, hang out with the Whoridas? Woo, 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 woo. And I saw you guys walk over, and it was Yuck Mouth and the other cat from the Loonies. And I remember he was in a Caprice. He was in a Caprice. And I was like, damn, that's dope. You got the Whoridas and the Loonies, 2 Bay Area artists, you know what I'm saying, linking up. And I could just see from the distance, like I was probably about maybe 20 feet away from you guys or whatever, but I could just see the camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, and then just the excitement of you guys to see each other, like, yeah, man, you know, y'all doing your thing, we doing our thing, you know what I'm saying?
That's and it was calling big baller, man. You did what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like from keep it 1,000. You did what I'm saying? Like, because we went to junior high with them. You know what I'm saying? High with Yuck, and went to the same junior high school, Westlake. You know, and Juicy and 5 on it was on the radio, the blowing the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And this was in 95. And I remember telling myself, I gotta write one. I gotta write one big like this. I gotta write one. I gotta write one. And that's when I begged my brother for a shot calling Big Ballin' beat because he was about to sell it for like 6,000. And dude flaked on him. And he was like, here. I had wrote the song too. I wrote Shot Calling Big Ballin' to that track, but it wasn't mine yet. You know what I mean? But and I fell in love with that motherfucker. That shit was slapping so hard. I fell in love with that beat. And I was begging. And he didn't give it to me. But that was, you know, Juicy and 5 on it was like was the bar for me because those was the biggest fucking records on
the radio at the time.
Yeah, on the radio at the time and out at the time. So, and that's when that's when I told myself I gotta write one. I gotta write one.
You probably didn't even understand it at the time that you were living your life, although other things in your life may not have been the way you wanted them. You were living your life through intention. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it gets almost scary when you like put it this way. I'll say it, Brown. Brown, when he makes music, sometimes his intention, like he'll make music where he thinks people might like get into it or like it or whatever, but he's like, dude, I at least when I do music, I want to like the intention is to make something that'll be on the radio or something that'll be big or just whatever. And it's crazy to me because I see so many people going to the studio and some people make songs and they're not concerned about that, but the songs never go anywhere or they never gain traction or they're never whatever. And one of my goddaughter's father, he works with like a lot of like top tier your favorite artist. Right. And I ain't gonna say who it is, but it's if it's not your favorite artist, you will respect this dude and bow down to him. So it's a trip because another artist that he works with, homeboy never would do albums, but he would just do songs, but the songs would go platinum after platinum after platinum after platinum. And I asked him, I said, man, how does this cat make money? He don't do albums. And this was like maybe around 2008-ish, 2009-ish or whatever. I was like, how does, and the guy was having like Grammy winning. Now this isn't his top client. This is just a client that's really good that he has. And and so the client would just have these hits. And I was like, how does he get these hits? And he said, man, when they go into the studio, when they have their writing sessions, when they bring the musicians in, when they bring the writers in to have the writing sessions, their focus is a hit. And I was like, damn, that's how they do it. And then homeboy, he didn't make an album until way down the line, kind of when people were kind of receptive to it, because he was just doing these singles. So that's dope that, when you wrote Shot Calling, Big Ballin' and whatnot, your intention was a hit. And then something that a lot of people aren't going to pay attention to, if everything you telling me, I'll say is at least 70% correct, the artists of today, unfortunately, won't see DJs break music organically, dude. It'll have to be payola or just something weird involved in it and whatever, where when you did Shot Calling, Big Ballin', it was kind of like a perfect storm. It was at the time where a DJ, like they got off of breaking a record, to just have that on them, to be like, yo, I broke this. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that brought this record here and dropped it. And then all the other DJs hopped on it. But I always wanted to know how that song blew up, because the way it blew up, I would have thought you had hella record promoters and just dudes that were getting paid $15,000 and $20,000 a month, going up to all the radio stations. And
no, that was an independent record, bro. That it rose. I first seen my record on a music list, rising on the Bay Area hip hop chart, Billy Jam. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was phenomenal to me, to see it on Billy Jam shit. Yeah. Billy, the guy, you did what I'm saying? He was one of the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, OG DJs. And when he slapped it on there, that was respect. You know what I'm saying? On somebody or DJ's mother, you know what I mean? So, and it grew from there. And then it made it to the Wake Up Show, Sway and Tech. We out tonight in Berkeley, up at Rasputin's, and you know, getting pizza at Blondie's and shit. And we listening to the radio, the wake up show is on, and they play that shit. So I go crazy then, you know, and it wasn't on like regular Cameo at the time. This was still on a record, you know what I'm saying? So it all, and it grew from us grinding on the avenue and doing shows in the Bay, you know what I mean? Doing all the underground hip hop shows and out there grinding the actual tape, you know what I mean? We sold like, of our EP, we sold like 15,000 of those motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
Trunk.
Yeah, out the trunk, in front of Leopold's, and then in front of Rasputin's. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got our deal. I remember it was record label, people from record labels coming up buying like 2 at a time, taking it back to their office, you know what I'm saying, listening to this shit. That's when the deals and shit start getting murmurs of deals and shit. You know, but you know, you staying focused because you got to see this shit to believe it when you real. You ain't gonna just, you know, just take it word. But then when you got people like from Wild Pitch and all these, you know, priority, they pulling up, sending, you know, it's representatives coming buying this shit, you know, you start feeling a certain kind of way, you know. So it happened organically, you know. Then the DJs down in LA got it. Southpaw put it on before they signed us, they put the whole EP on a rec, you know, pressed it up, gave it to all the DJs down here.
Hey man. I'll say this, man.
Yeah, it was a rap, because that shit was, I came down here, man, coming to the swap meet. It was motherfuckers all pulling up in the swap. I thought motherfuckers was getting paid to pull up next to us and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we rock. Motherfuckers is bumping it. They bumping it on the radio. People bumping it. You know what I'm saying? On cassette. You know what I mean? All in LA and shit. So I'm like, man, this shit might be for real. You know what I mean? So yeah, it all happened. This shit happened organically, man. You know what I'm saying? And
well, hey man, I can't say I saw it from the start, but I saw it after y'all got to LA. You know what I'm saying?
Man, up close and personal, man. You dig what I'm saying? That's why we family to this day, man. You know, yeah, because we lit LA up. Shit, that's why I live down here now. This shit is second home. You know what I mean?
So tell me this: who's your biggest inspiration?
It have to, like, I'm inspired by a lot of shit, but like when it comes to the music, like initially,
just whatever.
Like now, like at the present, it's man, I'm inspired by hella shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm ultimately inspired by triumphs. You dig what I'm saying? That feeling. You dig what I'm saying? To see it in other people. That's why, you know, when I see other people win, man, that shit make me want to shadow, huh? That shit make me want to shadow box when I see other people win and do good and get over shit, triumph and shit. That shit fire my shit up. You know what I mean? Then I gotta do burpees and shit. I get on the punching bag. You know what I mean? It's that energy. I'm a real energy dude. So when the energy flowing, it ain't gotta be in the present next to me. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, I'm self-motivated and shit. So you know, it's the energy thing with me.
Yeah, I'll say that I love the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat equal, man. Because the agony of defeat will send you back to the drawing board. Like, okay, it's not the end of the world, but we're gonna rethink these chess moves and we're gonna reset it up and we're gonna come back and we will grind another day. You know?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm not afraid to build my own cell phone and the shit don't work. You dig what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find I'm gonna find the right operating system and the right chips to put in this motherfucker so I can communicate. You dig what I'm talking about? So I'm a creator. I like to build. I like to build shit. You dig what I'm saying? I'm like Professor King Bean, man. I'm always in the lab. You see, I'm in the studio right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a creator. And if it don't work, I'm always throwing shit at the wall, trying to make it stick. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's all about grinding. It's all about creating. It's just all about staying creative. You know what I mean?
If you could have your dream verses, people dead or alive, who would your dream verses be?
Oh, the performance shit?
Yeah.
Verses. Man. I don't know. That's a thinker. I don't know who I want. I don't know. I don't know who I want to hear that bad. You know what I'm saying?
You jaded, man. That's all. You jaded. You done seen some things. You know what I'm saying? You done been around the country.
I'm thinking of so many. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of so many artists. That'll take a minute because Big Daddy Kane already did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who had that motherfucker yanking though. You know what I'm saying? Because you see how Jada, you know what I'm saying, like how he went to left. People didn't expect him to just, you know what I mean, go ape shit like that. You didn't know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm not saying we need another one of those, but I'm saying have it just come, just come and just have that motherfucking yanking. Like Rick Ross already did it. Jeezy and what you call it did it.
Gucci, yeah.
And Gucci did it. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think. Man, I was watching that Kanye
Drink Champs.
Yeah, Drink Champs.
Yeah.
And Kanye a fucking fool, man. I would like to see Kanye. But I don't know who. Oh, and fucking Busta Rhymes. Not them two.
But just them, but not together, but just in a verses. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely want to see fucking Busta Rhymes. That's a fucking, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like Busta top 5. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like Busta is like fucking, you can't fucking, he like one of them niggas you can't stop. He like the Hulk and the Avengers. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah, no. The energy level is peaking on Red. And then on top of that, you gotta understand. You got
thinking. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Busta be having shit yanking. So definitely want to see Busta. Man.
You jaded, man. We done seen some life, man.
That's a big question. You got me thinking. I'm like, man, fuck, who? Shit, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking too hard. But I gave you one. I gave you Busta.
Yeah, nah, that's cool.
Oh, and I want to see Kanye serve somebody. Kanye fucking serves anybody. I mean, Drake shouldn't do one because Drake is gonna fucking kill anybody who fucking.
I'll tell you this: with the whole Kanye thing, he got songs, but this is the part. I don't think his energy level, like he'd have to have so much stage production and all that. Like his energy level, like he got dope dude. I'm not gonna take. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Kanye got bangers. If that was to be a versus, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. If it, going back to the question, that wouldn't be one I would, say I request. But I request one with Busta though.
Your top 3 favorite albums.
See, there you go again. Then we got it going in my. You got to go in my memory bank. My shit stay cloudy. Top 3 albums.
See. And when I say album, I'm talking about an album you could listen to from beginning to end.
Okay. Well, I gotta say, beginning to end, since you put, I gotta say, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
Like, my High Times album, the Whoridas High Times album. I don't know if anybody heard, you know what I'm talking about? You know, you feel me? No, but if it ain't just to keep it hip hop and not put one of mine up in there, even though I just said the High Times album. You know what I'm saying? Because you put that motherfucker on, it's gonna yank, man. I say Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
Then who else all the way through? We're gonna jump through decades and shit.
Yeah. You're talking. Yeah.
Who had one? I'm gonna say the Marathon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll say you know what? DJ Premier did a dope remix of no, that's Victory Lap. No, that's Victory Lap.
Yeah, the Marathon.
Yeah.
Nipsey shit. You know what I'm saying? That's slaptastic. I want to say which one? I know Sure had one. I can't remember. He had like Sure had like 40 albums. I'm pretty sure we banged one of those motherfuckers all the way through. But since I can't name which one, I think it's Get In Where You Fit In.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I can't see. Now you got me thinking about albums and shit. I'm pulling out shit, man. Like, you only said 3 though, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna stay on course. So Get Rich, Die Trying, Victory Lap, and what's that third one I said? Do you remember that third one?
I don't remember.
I said,
no, you said you started to say like a Too Short record. You know what I'm saying? One of them, some Too Short album. You know what I'm saying?
Get In Where You Fit In, where you had Top Down and but see, now you got me thinking and shit. Fuck.
Every Saturday I listen to a record. Every Saturday I listen to an album. Just like I just because of the art, because when I was younger, like when I was in high school, like we looked at the CD cover or the record cover, like that was a thing. And then we would start off listening to the album from beginning to end. And like we were like, we judged albums hard. But I'll say one that you brought up earlier in the conversation that I'll say was a pretty hard album. Death Certificate was hard, man.
Oh, that's what dude. Come on, man. Death Certificate. Come on. We used to bang it all the way through.
Yeah.
And the fucking lyrics. Had that shit, we rap that shit. Like, oh man. Big Daddy Kane, fucking Biz Markie shit. That had the vapors on it.
No, I know the album you're talking about.
Diamond shit. Remember Diamond D album?
Yeah.
Album that nigga came out with, and then come out with another one after that.
Now, Sally had a 1-track mind on him.
Oh my god. He fucking what's my guy name from the town? He had a fucking, what's his name? Jay can't remember this new rap name, man. But his fucking album was fucking dope, fucking start to finish. What was my nigga name? Jay, damn, I gotta call my nigga E and find out.
Nah, we gonna do it again, man. We
you got me on these albums and shit. Okay.
Nah, we just virtually slapping hands. You know what I'm saying? It's been many moons.
Going in and shit, man. I'm trying to, you know.
So tell me this. So one of the things we was talking about earlier, I was saying how I would trip because you guys would you, Sofia, and Mr. Taylor, you guys would hit the clubs but it would kind of trip me out because after a little bit of drinking and a little bit of shooting dice, y'all just break down and start doing push-ups. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
they used to be doing like 800 push-ups, 700 push-ups, and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's back when we bust down and do like 500.
And that ain't no, and that is no extras on it. Like I seen these cats like really on some physical fitness.
Yeah.
And still getting the drink on, you know what I'm saying? But bust down and get them push-ups on and all that. So how did you get into your whole physical training and all that kind of stuff? How did that come about from a hip-hop career?
Well, it was just like a you know, like a sidebar lifestyle thing, you know what I'm saying? I like in 2015, I gained, well, I went from like 180 to like fucking 215. You dig what I'm saying? Being at the house with my baby, with my son, and I was writing this movie. I was writing Shot Calling Big Ballin', and you know, in that time span, like 4 months, I wrote it in 4 months. I basically gained like 20 pounds, and then got serious. I was already working out, but then, you know, when you take a hiatus, you're not in the gym regularly. I was working out at the park and shit, so I wasn't like on a major schedule or route or regiment, and so I gained that weight, and then I had to get that shit off. So that's when it started, like 2015. I started fasting, taking shit out of my diet. That's how I really started, breaking my weight down. Because I wanted to get back to 185. Cause I was at like 210, 215, cheeks and shit all fat, you know what I mean? And so I had to break that shit down, man. And I just got serious, start going to 24-hour fitness like daily. Like I said, start fasting. I stopped eating hamburgers. I ain't ate a beef hamburger since 2015, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like one of the first things I took out of my diet was hamburgers because I loved hamburgers, chili dogs and shit like that. So I took all that shit out first. And then every year I fast, because I fast like 3 times a year, but I had to work my way up to that. But yeah, so you start off wanting to be swole, want to be yoked, and then you get better at different ways and you get more knowledge, and then you apply it, because you got to apply the shit. You dig what I'm saying? And, because I don't take supplements and shit now, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't gain no weight. You know what I'm talking about? They would want to come in, you know what I'm saying, and join the program, man. If you don't want to gain no weight, you need to come my way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I just got serious, and then it came from a need to a want, and then became a lifestyle, because that's how I go. You need to do it, and then from needing to do it to lose that weight, that initial weight that you want to lose, it comes to a want, because you want to do it, because you want to stay keeping that weight off that you just lost. And then in the process of doing that, it turned into a lifestyle where you got to have it. You ain't even, you know what I'm talking about? You're not even normal.
Hey man, you might be satisfied to be a life coach, man. You need to get that motivational speak behind that thing, man, and get out there, and you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna jump in my turtleneck and shit with my earpiece and shit. I light these motherfuckers up like Tony Robbins. What's his name? Tony Robbins. What's his name?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Because I was tripping, because when I found your Instagram and I saw the security stuff, I was like, okay, well that's a progression. He's he grown up. I knew Sonny he was just he was a kid coming to LA. You know what I'm saying? Breaking in, and then I saw some of your Instagram stuff where you were doing your strength stuff, and I saw you lifting all those plates, and I'm like, damn, that's to the next level. Then I saw the was homeboy named Joe Eater. whatever homeboy know, homeboy that taught he taught Arnold Schwarzenegger, Joe Eater, I think it was his name. He was like one of the first dudes to have the Gold's gyms and all that stuff. Was hella ripped up. I was like, damn, this nigga Sonny then like, man, this nigga's, this nigga's in very pristine physical shape. And I was like, nah, that's no fluke. You know what I'm saying? You got to work at that. That's not something that, something
the way it's set right now, it's a progression. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's a consistency thing. You know what I'm saying? I focus on staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? I want to look a certain way. I want to, stay in a certain, basically my lifestyle, the faster it won't, it got me locked in. You know what I'm saying? And the security and all that shit, that's just, the security, that's my entrepreneurial mind, side, the business side, the fitness side, both of them is business, is lifestyle and business. You know what I'm saying? I had to take what my old lifestyle and turn it into a business. You dig what I'm saying? I came up, in Oakland doing security, but that's a whole nother story.
A different kind of security. You know what I'm saying? That's right. So
certified. So when you grow up, you gotta find, before you go and try to find yourself in the world and do something, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take your attributes and what you're good at, you know what I'm saying, and start there. That's just me. You know what I mean? So
no, I'm the same way. Like my thing is I do different stuff.
Right.
But all the stuff I do has something to do with each other. So they're businesses that they complement each other. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like a full package. So it's more like
one complements the other.
Exactly. So it's not like you just learning something that's just, astrophysics to a wine, or something that's just, so far out of range from the other thing. A lot of it is very similar, and it actually complements each other. So tell me this, what do you miss most about how things were before the whole pandemic jumped off?
I miss not having to show a fucking, you know what I'm saying, vaccination card to go to the goddamn gym, man. You know what I'm saying? I miss the critical thinking that was never being done. I miss a lot of shit, man, but I ain't in the, I'm not really even into looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I understand what's going on. See, because all that shit, like what I miss about how it used to be, that's how it used to be. Because it ain't back to that.
Yeah, that's and that's
time to be. You feel me? Like, reminiscing on how motherfuckers used to just get together, but it's still happening. You dig what I'm saying? Because everybody's still going to games, and you know what I'm saying. It's a real, man. That's a whole nother conversation. But we'll really go in.
So,
man,
well, tell me this one, man. We're gonna break it down to the last question. We're gonna have you back though, because we ain't even. It's so many different things that we could touch on and we could scratch. But where do you see the progression of social interaction in the next 2 years from everything that you've seen? And then you going to the gym, which, the gym that was one of the first things they took away. You know what I'm saying? When everything went haywire, it was just like kind of like, okay, you can't do the gym. If you do the gym, you got to be outdoors. If you do the gym, and you got to
fast, go outside, So yeah, it was crazy. But where I see it going is shit. It ain't. It's not like they're gonna regulate the shit as much as people allow it to. You know what I mean? Like the more people are scared, the more they can implement on the people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about, you know what I'm saying, understanding what's going on, so people ain't got to be so so goddamn scary. You dig what I'm saying? You got to be able, you know what I'm saying, the process, you know, just because his mouth moving don't mean he's saying something.
It's making sense.
Right, you dig what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Like, so it's just not enough critical thinking going on. You know what I'm saying? It's making it tough because, you know, but as far as interaction and communication, it's going to go back, but it's being regulated so much.
Reconstructed. I could take a slice of that.
You don't even understand if you stay here when I get back. Okay. But no. I'll tell you. All right. Yeah, it's they regulate, man, they regulate so much shit. It's so many things happening. There's so many things happening at once. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's when they like, gotcha, bitch. You do what I'm saying? They got motherfuckers like this, and they slide up on you, gotcha, bitch. Whoop, take that. You did what I'm saying? And people can't really focus. That's why they just like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? People just ready to do whatever they got to do just to have some type of normalcy. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. But the normalcy that we know
is a wrap.
Me personally, I think it's a wrap for the normalcy that we used to know. Because they ramping some other shit up. They just hit a lick for another trillion on this motherfucker. It's like, but that's politics. It's wicked. It's weird and wicked.
Well, nah, man. I want to thank you for the interview, man. It was cool. We jumped around, we covered a bunch of things. Where can they find you on Instagram?
Man, they can find me at Chop Black, just for overall entertainment and just what's going on with Chop, the Whoridas. You want to work out and focus on your fitness and everything fitness related, motivated and inspired by. They can check me out at Chop_Built to Win. You know what I'm saying? Built to Win Fitness. And and everything security, guns related. Oh, and I do want to say, protect the Second Amendment. Our community need to, change their view. Just get more comfortable with.
Level up. No, I feel you. I feel you.
Owning legal firearms. We ain't gonna talk about the other ones because what's understood ain't got to be explained. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's get some legal firearms in the houses. Let's take care of our communities. You know what I'm saying? Better. You know what I mean? Because if everybody got something, then everybody can come together and protect each other legally. You dig what I'm saying? About the legal shit. Everybody, we ain't gotta, continue to live our lives thinking that we gotta live them like street niggas. You dig what I'm saying? On some street tell fucking rights and that we could be standing on to propel you in other areas and directions, you know what I'm saying? In the right way, you know what I mean? So man, Smooch, thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man. Thanks, PharcydeTV, man. Shit ain't so long. You know I love you, man. You fucking my brother, man. And I want to say shout out to the Villains crew. Shout out to DJ Cut Caper. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Redstone Firearms. Shout out to Delicious Vinyl. Shout out to Delicious Pizza, man. Shout out to all my folks. Shout out to everybody in the town. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's watching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, shout out to Oakland. Shout out to everybody in the Bay Area, man. Los Angeles, everybody in the hood, man, representing, holding it down. Shout out to Smooth Motherfucking Cat. You heard me?
That's right. Well, no, man, I'm going to hit you up this week, man. We're going to try to get some stuff popping, man. I appreciate your time.
Hey, and before, and I appreciate y'all time.